Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video we are going to be talking about the upcoming second part of the 11th anniversary Super Sugo Fest with Saturn and also normal legend Bonnie making their debut. Is there a singular best part and is it worth to pull or not? Let's discuss. For the basic information, Saturn is a Super Sugo Fest legend, Bonnie is a normal legend for the new Pirating Adventures debuting in June, and we are going to get 3 parts. Part 1 contains both new legends on May 29th, parts 2 and 3 one day after that, May 30th and 31st respectively, and part 2 is specifically for Saturn, Bonnie is not available, part 3 is specifically for Bonnie, with Saturn not being available. Both of them are pullable in part 1, but of course each part has different legend pulls as well, not only based on the Super Sugo Fest legends, but also the anniversary exclusive legends and even the normal ones, but the boosted rare recruits are the same across all parts. The Sugo Fest structure and steps are the exact same as they were for Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and for that reason we are not going to go into detail again. You can also check my previous video if you want to. But essentially, the structure is a bit different in part 1 than in parts 2 and 3. In part 1, the most valuable steps are the rate boosted Sugo rare character steps, so 6 and 8 for example, and then step number 10. And for parts 2 and 3, other than the guaranteed step number 30, the most valuable steps are the limited and super limited pool steps. Quickly going over the parts, in part 1 all of the legends are available and these specific ones here are rate boosted, including Saturn and Bonnie, but I wouldn't really be going after Bonnie specifically because she's a normal legend. 2 other Super Sugo Fest characters in 10th anniversary Gear 5 Luffy and Roger Oden are also available. Luffy is very good, hence why they're putting him in part 1, they wanted to sell more, but Roger Oden is mid in my opinion, not a legend, not a Super Sugo Fest legend actually you should be going after. If you get them at some point, that's just a bonus. Part 2 is Saturn's part, so if you specifically want him or another Super Sugo Fest legend or anniversary legend listed here, you should be going for this part. We see 10th anniversary Ace here, Uta, Magma Kaido, V2 Yamato are some good options, even some more great but more situational ones like Oiran Yamato, Shanks vs Kid or even Sabo. And in part 3, where only Bonnie is available, we of course have some of the best Super Sugo Fest characters to entice you to pull in her part, like Zoro Sanji, Luffy vs Kaido, 10th anniversary Shanks, and Blackbeard vs Lop. In Super Sugo Fests in general, you don't just want to target the new units, they are great if you get them, but you should be prioritizing Super Sugo Fest legends you are missing. So if for example, for part 3, you miss all of these Super Sugo Fest legends, going for part 3 is not the worst idea. The thing is that both new releases, in my opinion, Saturn and Bonnie, are kind of underwhelming. And at the same time, we are not certain that we are not going to see a part 3 of Super Sugo Fests for the 11th anniversary. So, holding off and saving your gems until we know that for sure might even be the best idea. Now, if you really want Saturn, or if you really want another Super Sugo Fest character and the part is like perfectly designed for you because you miss so many characters, sure, go ahead, right? All of these banners live like in mid-July, so you have a lot of time to actually pull for them, especially for an old Super Sugo Fest character, because even if you don't have Zoro Sanji, it's not like they will be boosted in the next event and you are going to find them necessary to have. You can wait a bit longer to make the decision to pull the trigger and go for them perhaps in part 3. As far as Saturn is concerned specifically, personally I would not be pulling for him and I won't be pulling for him for a couple of reasons. The character is a soon-to-be character in a way because you can't even properly use him at his maximum potential up until we have more units that properly synergize with him, not even the new Kizaru does. Is he bad if you can't fully maximize his kit? Absolutely not. He's still a good character, but for new players specifically, I would simply not advise you to go for him because it will be tedious to team build around him. And as a new player, you won't be noticing that straight away, because the new events coming out, for example in the new Pirate King Adventures, I am certain the event will be structured around him, as well as Bonnie. So it's an event specifically made with him in the boosted list for him to shine. You are not really going to have a lot of trouble with team building, especially if you also get the new rare recruits and stuff like that. But later on, because Celestial Dragon and 5 Elder tags essentially do not exist in the game. No characters are there for those tags to help Saturn and to team build around him. At some point when the 5 Elders release, I am certain he will be a beast alongside the rest of the 5 Elder Super Sugo Fest characters, but we have a long time until that happens. Which means you want to team build around the Navy tag, but as a new player you won't have a plethora of Navy tag units to build with, and some of your characters, even if they are Navy, they still might not be synergizing properly because they don't have the correct classes or color that Saturn boosts. So even though he's good and he has future potential for sure, his kit at this point is very limiting as well. No one knows for sure though. We have seen 3 parts in the film red structure for anniversaries before, so if a character that is Super Sugo or maybe anniversary exclusive comes out in like a couple of weeks that synergizes perfectly with Saturn, we might be having a different discussion. But still, even then, one character won't be fully unlocking Saturn's kit. That's all just hypothetical though, so a discussion for another day. Saturn overall is not a character like for example 10th Anniversary Ace or Luffy vs Kaido that when released we knew with the characters we have available can be an amazing character and still is to this day. Saturn's kit is more intricate, I can say, or simply weirdly designed in my personal opinion. The Luffy, Zoro and Sanji release was definitely way more new player friendly, without a doubt. For the anniversary exclusive legends available in the 2 parts, both pools actually have some great choices, so it simply depends on what you're specifically missing, but the Super Sugo Fest characters should be prioritized and then the anniversary exclusive legends, with normal legends being a bonus if you get a new one. That's pretty much all I had to say though. Pooling is not a bad idea because it is still a great Super Sugo Fest, but at the same time waiting might be the best possible option at this point to see if we are going to get a part 3. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Are you pooling for Saturn? Are you a fan of his kit? If you don't exactly know it, you can click the video on the left where I do my full analysis and breakdown of the character while going in more detail as well. And the same goes for Bonnie. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.